Hi, welcome back. It's Jackie Wicks. Thank you so much for taking the time to dig into our video series on the PEERtrainer cheat system. Our mission here is to help end your confusion, as you know, your frustration, and help you feel like everything is starting to work and really fall into place. Now, over the years we've been running PEERtrainer, one of the biggest compliments we've been given is that our advice is sane and doable. And we always seek to strike a balance between the big goal and the next doable step. In this video, we're going to outline a couple things that you must do in order to lose weight in an easy manner and really have lasting results and success. There are obviously an infinite amount of smart, healthy things you can do to get to your big goal, and we'll be sharing all that with you. But there are two things that we've seen when you start out with these two things that they work over and over. And if you do these two things, it will set you down the path for success. The first thing you need to do is focus on breakfast. Really attack your weakness when it comes to breakfast head on. You need to bring your sugar, your bad white carbs, we all know what this is, way, way down. And you need to increase the amount of real food, high nutrient dense food that you start the day with. You know, this is harder than you may think because most of the standard breakfast foods are really dessert, right? They're filled with sugar and this bad white carbs, which immediately shut off your body's ability to actually burn the fat. We'll be doing a really deep dive into the science of why this is true later on. But the thing that you should know is that your body burns fat naturally. But when there's too much sugar in your system, this process is literally turned off. So know that we understand how big of a challenge this is. But if you really want to make some quick progress, get the sugar and the white bad carbs out of your breakfast. What this does is starts you off making a good choice right out of the gate. And from a behavioral standpoint, this is the exact opposite of what most of us normally do. You know, we start the morning with too much sugar, big blueberry muffin or cinnamon breakfast bun, and it leads directly to cravings at lunchtime, which leads to a series of bad decision after bad decision. You know, for example, you might feel like, okay, I made a bad decision, I've already cheated. And you start that process where you feel like your day is just shot and you say, whatever, fine, I'm done with this day. I'll try again tomorrow. This is the number one thing we see that leads to this cycle of gaining weight, losing weight, and not making any real progress. Of course, there's a lot more that goes into this, but this is the easiest thing to focus on first, getting a good start to the day, getting a good breakfast. So the first cheat system challenge we want to throw at you is to stare down your breakfast head on, get the sugar and the white carbs out, and start your day off right. The second thing we've seen that works over the years is a massive increase in the amount of green vegetables and really vegetables in general to your diet. In fact, you might have even noticed we've created a small incentive in the PEERtrainer cheat system for you to eat greens in particular. If you eat them after 5 p.m., this is where we have added this incentive. The reason for this has to do with emotional eating, which is something we've paid very close attention to at PEERtrainer. The reason we focus so much on the greens and the vegetables is that when people start to dramatically increase their consumption of vegetables, it makes everything so much easier. It literally helps you feel full. And that's why it's so important when that emotional eating really strikes you at the end of the day. You've done really well all day and then suddenly the wheels come off after 5. It helps fight food cravings, again, the vegetables. It helps fight food cravings, sugar cravings. It helps increase your energy. People tell us over and over that this relentless focus of ours on vegetables has literally gotten them off their plateau and in a completely different place of not feeling stuck anymore. You know, many of us know that vegetables are good for us on a very basic level, yet very few of us eat vegetables to the degree that really makes a big difference. There are many reasons for this, but know that when you start to increase your vegetable consumption at every meal, you'll start to become one of those very few people, and you'll find that things start to get easier. One of the biggest reasons that we see that people don't eat vegetables is because they haven't found a way to make them taste great, and they haven't found a way to make it easy, right? I mean, the almondine recipe looks so good, but then you get home and you're exhausted and you say, you know what, it's not going to taste as good as my favorite foods. So you really need to focus. How do you get them to taste great? How do you get them where it's so easy to make them? And we've spent the last few years tackling this issue head on. We've created a whole series of recipes with some simple spice combinations that are so easy and taste so good. And we'll talk about these in the next video, so make sure you stay tuned. If you look at the PEERtrainer cheat system, you'll see that the left side of the list is very vegetable centric. This doesn't mean we're advocating a vegetarian diet, though of course we're very vegan and vegetable friendly. But what it does mean is that we want you to start shifting your focus from the cheats on the right side to the unlimited foods, the high nutrient foods on the left side. You can do this in any way that you want. We know that for many people, this is a really overwhelming task, and we get this. So we have some great ideas for you. For other people, this is something they totally know, but for whatever reason, they've gotten off track a little. If this describes you, know that many people have said that the PEERtrainer cheat system has provided a simple structure to help them regain the focus. Again, it's simple and easy. And when you add vegetables as well as these healthy fats and clean protein to your breakfast, you start to stack the things that set you up for success. Things like avocado, salmon, coconut milk, they're all your friends here. Plant-based protein shakes are a great shortcut as long as they're super high quality and they don't contain sugars or any artificial anything. Of course, we have a lot more to teach you, but just bringing focus to the breakfast and the vegetables is the best first step. And I want to just give you a quick mindset tip. We often see a weird phenomenon of people who are very accomplished in other areas of their life. They pursue PhDs, they're MDs, corporate executives, busy moms, former athletes, all very familiar with what it takes to succeed. Yet for some reason, they haven't made this simple shift in their head that doing the work to lose weight permanently and become healthy is something that takes the exact same level of focus and determination that they use to succeed in other areas of their lives. People responded powerfully to this idea. You know, one person wrote us and said, I suspect that in some way I don't want to admit to myself that getting my health in order is in some way equal to the magnitude or importance of getting my PhD. So here's my success challenge to you. What area of your life have you done well in? The point here is that you know how to succeed, and those things that you did to succeed in the area of your life that you're doing well require the same skills to succeed in this long-term weight loss. And our commitment is that we're going to help you with this. So please leave a comment below. Tell us what you're going to do after watching this video. What area of your life have you done really well? And really write it down, because you're going to use some of those same skills here. And also, did the breakfast challenge resonate with you? Did you have a question? We love questions. You know, our response to your questions is really what has set PEERtrainer apart. People often say that it's like we can read their minds in our emails, in our articles, and our videos, and our programs. And there's a reason for this. It's that we're listening to you and we're responding to the problems and what you need to get to the next place, to get out of this stuck place. We look forward to reading your comments and questions. I love it. And I'll see you in the next video.